The conference room fell silent the instant the CEO slammed his palm against the polished oak table. "Do as I said or quit." The words echoed through the room like thunder. Every manager lowered their eyes. Some stared at their laptops. Others pretended to review documents. No one dared speak. At the far end of the table stood Ethan Carter, a 34-year-old single father who had spent the last 6 years building the company's operations department from the ground up. His white shirt was neatly pressed despite the long workday, and dark circles beneath his eyes hinted at countless sleepless nights spent caring for his 8-year-old daughter, Lily. Ethan wasn't the type to argue. He wasn't loud. He wasn't political. He simply believed that work should be honest. The CEO, Richard Lawson, glared at him. "I asked a simple question," Richard said sharply. "Will you approve the report or not?" Ethan looked down at the financial file lying open before him. The numbers were wrong. Expenses had been moved. Employee bonuses had disappeared from one column and magically become executive restructuring costs in another. Signing the report would make everything appear legal. "I can't approve inaccurate financial records," Ethan answered calmly. Richard leaned forward. "You work for me." "I work for this company," Ethan replied quietly. "There's a difference." A gasp spread across the room. Nobody had ever spoken to Richard like that. The CEO smiled, but it wasn't a friendly smile. "You've become difficult. I've become honest." Richard folded his arms. "Then perhaps honesty isn't a good fit here anymore." The room became painfully quiet. After several long seconds, Richard spoke again. "You have two choices." He pointed toward the report. "Sign it." Then he pointed toward the door. "Or quit." Every heartbeat seemed louder than the last. Ethan thought about Lily. He remembered her sitting at the kitchen table every evening doing homework while he cooked inexpensive dinners after exhausting 12-hour shifts. He remembered promising her that no matter how hard life became, he would never teach her that lying was acceptable. That promise suddenly mattered more than his paycheck. Slowly, Ethan closed the report. "I'm sorry," he said. "I can't." Richard laughed. "Then we're done here." No one moved. No one defended Ethan. Not even the managers who privately agreed with him. Fear had stronger roots than loyalty. Ethan nodded once. Without another word, he gathered the notebook he'd carried for years and quietly walked back to his small office. Outside the glass walls, whispers spread through every department. Did he really refuse? Is he getting fired? I heard he challenged the CEO. Some employees secretly admired him. Others thought he was making the biggest mistake of his life. Inside his office, Ethan looked around. The room wasn't impressive. A simple desk. An aging computer. Stacks of organized files. A framed photo of Lily smiling beside an old bicycle he'd saved months to buy her. That picture hurt the most. He opened the bottom drawer and carefully placed the frame into a cardboard box. One by one, he packed everything. A coffee mug Lily had painted in elementary school. A small notebook filled with ideas to improve employee safety. A faded company award labeled Employee of the Year. He paused before placing the award into the box. 6 years earlier, Richard himself had handed him that trophy while praising his integrity. Now that same integrity had ended his career. A soft knock interrupted his thoughts. His co-worker, Maria, stepped inside. Her eyes were already red. "Please tell me you're not really leaving." Ethan smiled gently. "I think I already have." "You could apologize." "For telling the truth?" Maria looked down. "I know." She reached into her purse and quietly slipped a folded envelope into his box. "Everyone in accounting signed this card." Ethan opened it. Inside were dozens of handwritten messages. "Thank you for always treating us with respect. You're the best manager we've ever had. You taught us that character matters. His eyes filled with tears. Not because he had lost his job, but because he realized people had been watching all along. Kindness leaves footprints even when no one applauds. Maria hesitated before speaking again. There's something else. What is it? She lowered her voice. Several board members were asking questions about today's meeting. Ethan frowned. What kind of questions? They wanted to know why the only person who refused to sign the report is suddenly leaving. For the first time that afternoon, Ethan felt something shift. Maybe the story wasn't over yet. Maybe someone higher up had finally started paying attention. He lifted the cardboard box, took one last look at the office where he'd poured 6 years of his life, and walked toward the elevator. As the doors slowly closed, dozens of employees quietly stood from their desks. No one clapped. No one shouted. Instead, they simply watched in respectful silence. Sometimes, the loudest support is the silence that follows courage. Ethan didn't know it yet, but by walking away from that desk, he had taken the first step toward exposing a truth that would shake the entire company.